California's Gold is produced in association with KCET Los Angeles and is seen statewide on California Public Television. This series is endorsed by the California Teachers Association, the California School Boards Association, and the California Library Association. We're down on the field here at Memorial Coliseum, the LA Coliseum. We're at a USC Arkansas game, 90,000 plus fans, and here we are right over here. This is probably the most famous college mascot anywhere in America. This is Traveler, who's been part of the USC football scheme of things since 1961. Tonight is Traveler's night. In fact, we're going to do a whole program about Traveler, and we're going to start the program by going back in time a couple of months and seeing what Traveler is like at home during the off season. Everybody's used to seeing the horse here in the Coliseum, but tonight we're going to see Traveler. We're going to see the complete story of that horse right there, Traveler. And here we are, observing Traveler having brunch in the backyard. And Joanne, you should introduce yourself to everybody, because I think most people think Traveler is owned by USC, but actually Traveler is a privately owned horse, isn't he?
Yes, he is. I'm Joanne Asman, and Traveler 7, who you're looking at here, belongs to me. I've owned him almost 9 years, and actually the tradition of the Travelers has always been privately owned all the way back for the 42 years.
We're going to get into the whole history of Traveler in just a minute, but we got here, it's about 9:15. What has Traveler been doing so far? Because he's in his off-season mode right now, isn't he? Kind of his summer vacation mode.
That's exactly it. From January till about now, he's in his summer mode, and he does the things he does when he's not Traveler, when he's just being an Andalusian.
Just a horse.
And he does his trail riding. He's shows at horse shows, at Andalusian shows.
What's he done so far today?
Today,
what's his daily schedule? Just an average Traveler off-season schedule.
He eats breakfast about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning.
So this is brunch he's having right now.
This is brunch.
He likes to eat.
He does. He would eat all day if we let him. That's when we bathe him, we give him a big bucket of food and let him just stand out in the sun and dry, and he's perfectly happy.
Oh, so he's already had his morning bath. He
Yes.
bathes in the morning.
He gets bathed in the morning, and then he will get ridden sometime during the day.
Just around the neighborhood, or?
He'll either get a hand walk around the neighborhood or a ride up in the hills on the trails.
So wait a minute, you'll walk him just through this suburban neighborhood?
Yes, to the neighborhood. He's just another horse.
Well, he's not just another horse. Everybody has to know that he's Traveler.
We do get asked it quite often, especially by USC fans that recognize him.
I bet. Now we got something going on back here in the back here. Your name is?
Rhonda.
And are you one of Traveler's grooms?
Yes. Yes.
So you're one of the grooms, and what are you doing with his tail this morning?
Right now, I'm just trying to get it dried out, so I'm just bringing it up.
Can I touch his
Sure,
tail?
sure.
He's not skittish about that?
No, not at all.
Wow, look at this. Now this is beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, this is as beautiful as anything I've ever seen before.
It's a real tail.
It's a real tail.
Yeah. We do get asked. Yeah.
When he became Traveler 7 2 years ago, the first thing after the first game, the school got letters, I got letters wanting to know if his tail was not real.
What did they think? You just pinned it on or something?
Yeah.
Let's get a tight shot of this. This is too good to pass up, because with the morning sun, this is just, do you put conditioner in
Yes. Shampoo, conditioner.
So you do the whole thing on his tail.
Yeah, he gets the whole beauty treatment. Sure.
Wow. Now, do you braid this tail, or does it just go free form?
When he's not working, it's braided. Yes.
Okay.
So, but once we're out and we're at the game, it'll be out and flowing.
Oh, okay. So that's part of the deal too, is this free-flowing tail that's going out as he's going around the...
Yes. And day to day, it's kept up, which is how we keep it so long and so thick.
He's still a little wet up here.
Yeah. He takes his tail, and you can see how thick it is. His tail takes 2.5 hours to dry.
Now, he doesn't mind us being here with the camera at all, does he?
No, he loves cameras. He's been in front of the camera a lot. He loves people. He loves attention.
All right, so now let's take a little, can we take the, we haven't met you. You are another groom?
Yep. Hi, I'm Bob.
Because this is a huge staff. How many people are in Traveler's entourage?
On a day-to-day basis, there's about 4. When we go to the games, there's 10.
You're 10 people?
10 people.
Why 10 people?
We have people that are on the sidelines to make a corridor.
Oh, crowd control.
To run. We have our veterinarian who comes to every game. We have a photographer who has donated his services, and he comes to every game
so
to take
he's like a rock star.
He is.
He has his own entourage.
Yeah, this is amazing. And he knows that too, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Yeah. And when we're at the games, we park outside, and the fans come up and pet him and visit him before they go into their seats.
He never gets tired of being petted?
Never. This horse
And he also never gets tired of eating. He hasn't stopped eating all morning. I don't think he's had his head up but about 30 seconds. All right, let's pull him away from his brunch and get an idea of what goes on out here, because we're in the backyard now. Now, there's another horse over here. Can they visit together?
They can visit for a minute.
Because do they get along with each other, these two horses?
Yes. These two horses really like each other. They're both geldings. They keep each other company. His name is Rex.
Rex? Can you get Rex over here, or does Rex do whatever he wants to?
No, Rex has food over there too.
Oh, there's some hungry horses here today. There they go. Look at them visiting here. This is great. Yeah, there they go. So Traveler has someone to visit with here in the backyard.
Yeah, he has Rex, and he has his dog, Katie.
Yeah, here's Katie. Come over here, Katie. How does Katie get along with Traveler?
Katie and Traveler love each other. Katie's just 2 years old, so she's grown up with him, and when his stall is open, the bottom half, as you'll see, she'll just stand there nose to nose with him.
Really?
Yeah.
So Traveler has animal company as well as human company during the day.
Yes, he does.
All right, now we're in your backyard, and we're walking over to a very important place that you have given a name.
Yes, we call his stall the Taj Mahal.
The Taj Mahal. Here it is right here with I guess this is a beautiful tile, mosaic of Traveler. So this is kind of marks the Taj Mahal. And can we take Traveler on in to his home? And look, there goes Katie right in the door.
Yep.
Okay, now we're inside the Taj Mahal, and Joanne, this is where Traveler hangs out.
This is his home, and he's very, very comfortable in here. He'll look out the window there, and
he's got his own little window.
So they visit out through the window.
Now, how big a space is this? How big a living space is this for Traveler?
It's about 240 square feet, and so plenty of room, as you can see, for him to lay down. He's got his own fan that comes on automatically when the temperature gets to a certain degree.
Now, you and I know why he's standing down here, don't we?
Yes.
Because usually his food is down here, and you moved his food because you thought he would come down here to eat it. But look, he's checking it out. There's no food.
He'll look for little bits down there. Yes.
So the one thing we are truly finding out about this horse today is that this horse loves to eat.
Yes, he'll do just about anything for food, which makes it an easy training tool.
Now, what would he do on a normal day? Would he just stay in here like this, just hang out in his stall? It's nice and cool in here. He's going to the bathroom. That's what horses do.
His spot. Yes, he would normally hang out.
This is a TV first, you understand. Probably no one in Southern California has ever seen Traveler go to the bathroom. Right, there you go. But he just hangs out here.
His daily routine is he's ridden or gets out about 4 to 5 times a week. He will go for, like we said, walks around the neighborhood, get worked in the arena, go on a trail ride. He does some magazine and TV shoots, so it depends on what the week is for him.
So he really kind of has to work for his keep in a certain way, doesn't he?
He does.
I mean, he has to pay his own way.
Yes, and he's one of the few horses that does.
All right, now I think we've about exhausted everything we can talk about inside the Taj Mahal. So what's going to happen next? We're going to actually, aren't we going to an arena where he works out?
We're going to load him up just as if we were going to a game and take him over, and you'll be able to see the routine. We get him ready, and then we're going to work him in the arena for you.
Great.
Okay.
It's a great looking horse. And you know what? He's got a really good temperament, too. You can feel it's a good energy level here. You can feel it.
Yes.
He's a friendly horse.
He's very friendly. It is a trait of the Andalusian horse, which is a horse from Spain. There's only about 6,000 of them here in the United States right now. But one of their traits is the temperament. Wow. And this horse just loves people and loves attention and his food.
And his food. He's eating sawdust right now. We're getting ready to put Traveler on the road. And what's happening right here, Joanne?
We're putting what we call a sleazy on him. Because he's so white, it keeps him clean while he's traveling. And then we take it off when we get there. Wow. And notice the color is
Well, of course,
USC.
we know that. Now, all of this is being photographed. Your name is?
Gary.
Now, you are Traveler's official photographer.
I am.
And what do you do? What does that mean? Do you take pictures for anybody who wants their pictures made with it?
Pretty much, yeah. As well as pictures for Joanne and Traveler and publicity and magazine ads and so forth.
Is there a Traveler calendar? Has a Traveler calendar come out yet?
Not yet, but we've thought about it.
I bet you have. And over here, we've got something else interesting going on. Your name is?
Scott.
And what are you doing, Scott?
Just polishing up the brass and the bridle and making it look really spiffy and shiny, and because it really reflects a lot.
Now, is this your job to keep the bridle?
Just any of us, whatever needs to be done, we just do it.
Is this a full-time job?
No, not really. It's just, I enjoy doing it, it's just fun, and I'm a big SC fan, so.
How many years have you been doing this kind of work?
I've been doing this 12 years.
You're kidding.
So, and I've been an SC fan for 30 years. So, I'm a diehard.
This is a perfect job for you.
Exactly. I wouldn't do anything else.
All right, so we got the bridle shined up, ready to go, right?
Correct.
We got the sleazy on the horse. We've gotten photography of all of this, so it's all been recorded. Wait a minute, what are we doing over here?
Now I'm just wrapping up his tail.
You're wrapping up his tail?
So that we can go in the trailer and it won't get dirty.
Oh, so the idea is to keep him clean when he's in the trailer.
Yes.
And he doesn't mind all of this going on.
No, he doesn't mind the fussing at all.
Wow, I've never seen a tail wrap like this before. We could do a whole program just on Traveler's tail.
Yeah, he gets pretty pampered.
He's going into the trailer. Followed by Katie the dog. Now he must really be getting excited now, Joanne. He really knows that He really knows that something's getting ready to happen now, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He knows he's going somewhere where people are going to be seeing him.
Oh.
At least on a game day. No. Turn around.
Well, he's comfortable in there.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
This is his second home.
Uh-huh.
He is just as comfortable in here. Turn your head.
Oh, you really fits him in there
Yes.
tight so he can't move around.
It's not so much that he can't move around. It's easier for him to balance
I got you.
when it's in a tighter quarters.
Is the trailer air conditioned?
The trailer isn't air conditioned, but we have lots of windows.
Good, good. Okay, I just wanted to make sure he was comfortable. As if I should even have to ask such a question around here. All right, so we just close it up. How's the trailer marked on the side? It's a nondescript trailer, so when he's
nondescript.
going down the road, nobody knows that it's Traveler inside.
Exactly.
Is that done on purpose?
That is done on purpose. When we're at the games, we have a flag that we hang on the side for the fans. But when we're just driving anywhere, he's nondescript.
He's incognito.
He's incognito. That's exactly it.
Okay, Traveler is getting a workout. We're at the Los Angeles Equestrian Center here in Burbank at Griffith Park, and as we watch Traveler go through the motions of working out this morning, we're going to start by talking a little bit about the history of Traveler. And here to tell us the history, if you all don't know Traveler's history, nobody does. Introduce yourself to everybody.
Hello, my name is Pat Sacco DeBernardi, and I was married to Richard Sacco.
All right, now Richard Sacco, that's a very important name. Tell us how your husband, your late husband, was connected with the whole legend and lore of Traveler.
Well, he owned Traveler One, and he was approached through the Rose Parade, the Tournament of Roses, to ride over at the University of Southern California, and that's how he started.
So wait a minute, Traveler One, who approached him? Why did they want Traveler? How did it all get started?
Yes, they wanted a gentleman that would ride the horse at the Coliseum to enhance the thrill of the touchdowns.
I gotcha. And how did they come up with Traveler? How did they choose that first Traveler?
He's a movie horse, and Richard had him, and that was his name.
So did somebody from USC watch your husband ride in the Rose Parade and make that connection?
Correct. It was Eddie Tannenbaum and Bob Yanni.
Who saw the horse?
Yes.
And took a liking to him right away.
Correct.
Now, I've seen pictures of your late husband with Traveler One, and they made quite a pair, didn't they?
Yeah, they were great.
How did they feel about each other?
They liked each other. He just loved that horse. That was a movie horse, and he had done about 20 movies, and then they wanted him to retire and find another home. Well, instead of retiring, he found another career, and he became the mascot over at USC.
All right, now you're the son, the stepson.
Yes, my name is Chuck O'Donnell.
And when your dad, how many years did your dad ride Traveler?
30-some years, perhaps.
Really? That many years?
I would think so.
And a bunch of Travelers, not just Traveler One, but Traveler Two, Three,
4, 5,
6.
6, now 7.
So this is Traveler 7.
Yes.
Now, when your stepfather quit riding Traveler, you started riding Traveler, right?
I always, as a kid, I'd gone to the football games as a child, and I always took care of the horses and exercised the horses at home. So I was familiar with the Travelers. I think it was Traveler 2. Traveler 1 I met once, and he passed away. I was very young. But yes, I did kind of continue taking over. There was an incident where Richard Sacco was in the hospital with a broken back from a horse accident, and football season was approaching, and we needed a rider, and nobody has ridden the horses except for myself. So I was familiar with the horses. I exercise them on a daily basis. So I kind of got thrown into riding the football game, and I was 13 years old.
Oh my gosh. So you were literally thrown into it at 13.
Yeah, so that was my first experience galloping around the track at the Coliseum, and it was terrifying.
And then after that, other people rode Traveler over the years before you took on the job full time.
Yeah, that's
Obviously,
correct.
You were in school, you couldn't be a full-time Traveler rider.
Well, I would exercise the horses daily at home. They were, at our ranch. And yes, there was other riders. After that, I don't think a 13-year-old kid should be the mascot, but there was nothing else to do. I mean, we needed a rider. So yeah, I've kind of exercised and trained most of all the Travelers, and there has been other riders, but I think in 1990, I kind of took back the reins and continued to riding even till today.
Now, you have seen all 6 former Travelers. They each one had their own personality, didn't they?
They all have their own personality. Traveler 2 was the biggest ham out of all of the horses. That horse went into bars, restaurants, shopping malls, and just loved to hang out with the people, and was never...
Wait a minute, went into bars and restaurants?
Of course. After the football game, there was Julie's Trojan Barrel, and right down there, and we piled him into the bar, and everybody would just hang all over him, and he was like a Mr. Ed.
You were there to chaperone all of this, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, what about Traveler 3?
Traveler 3, now he was awesome at the football games, but necessarily did not like to hang out with all the people. He wanted to do his job and then get out of there.
So each Traveler over the years, has had strengths and weaknesses.
Sure. There's a lot of the horses will be better at one. Actually, there's 2 parts of being the mascot. Is they have to go around the Coliseum and do it safely, and there is the part of it where they hang out with fans, take photographs.
The PR part.
The PR part of it, exactly. And some horses, don't want to stand around for hours and hours, just standing there and being petted and touched and fidgeted on. And so some horses are better at that than the game. Some horses are better at the game than they are at the PR part of it.
Let's walk over here. Can we see Traveler over here for just a second? Let's walk over. How does this Traveler compare with all the others?
Well, this is Traveler 7, and he's great. He's done commercials and television work before, so he loves the people. He will stand around all day and get petted and have photographs, and he's also very good at the games. He's not that spooky, even though there are some obstacles that do kind of frighten the horse. You have to kind of work through it, and he's very agreeable to do so.
Now, you ride at the games. This gentleman right here, introduce yourself to everybody.
My name is Hector Aguilar. How you doing, sir?
You're kind of out here. You ride at the games as well, but you're also kind of behind the scenes out here working with Traveler on off days like this.
Exactly. I'm pretty much the one that keeps them tuned up in between the games, like during the week.
What do you mean tuned up?
Well, keep them in shape, keep him from getting a little lazy, listen to leg cues, just a fine little tuning so he's more responsive at the games.
All right, now does the crowd noise throw him off, or is he listening just to you, or?
No, he loves the crowd. He actually performs better when he hears more noise, and sometimes a little too well, but he does really well in front of everything.
What do you mean too well?
He just enjoys it a little too much, and he gets a little bit more energetic than we kind of like sometimes, but he does real well. He's gone through a lot, and he puts up with all of us and everything, and he does real well.
All right, now can you give us a little workout? Show us, what are you going to do with him right now? Just kind of give us an idea.
I'm just going to trot him a little bit, just get him stretched out and bent a little bit. So it's an exercise that helps the horses just bend and stretch like we do before we do any jogging or running.
And then after a touchdown, doesn't Traveler just shoot down the side of the sidelines?
He lopes down the side of the sidelines between the bench and the crowd, and does real well.
So he knows when he's supposed to do that as well. I mean, he knows his touchdown lope.
Oh, yeah, he knows. Yeah, he knows his cues, and he responds real well and goes.
All right, let's watch Traveler get a little workout. Chuck, come on over here and kind of tell me what we're seeing right now, because you ride the horse all the time as well. What's going on over here right now?
Well, Hector is just kind of jogging Traveler around, and he's just getting him collected up, stretching his muscles. He's loosening up his muscles, making sure that he's responsive to the bridle, to the rider's legs. And this is all very important because when you're out there on game day at the football game and there's 60, 90,000 people, your horse has to be responsive and listen to the rider.
Traveler has to be white, doesn't he?
Yes, Traveler does have to be white.
Why does Traveler have to be white?
Because that's what the tradition has been, and Traveler 1 sort of started it, and they've kept the tradition since then.
And how did the name Traveler come about? Is that part of the USC lore, Greek lore?
Well, when Richard Sacco was approached to do the USC mascot, the USC mascot at the time was Tommy Trojan, and there was no horse. So when they put the two together, the rider and the horse, it was Tommy Trojan, and the people at USC said, well, what is your horse's name? And his name happened to be Traveler.
So there was no significance to the name Traveler. That's just what the horse's name was already.
Yeah, it sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, but because the word Traveler now is part of the lore of USC.
Yes, it is. People know Traveler all across the country.
And how into this was your dad all along?
He was very into it. He worked tirelessly and would do every event. People would call him and say, oh, could you show up at our party? Or can you do this event? Or there's this parade. And he would never say no. He would show up and do every event because the people just loved it and they treated him like gold. I mean, he just loved it.
The whole thing kind of started and took on a life of its own. Somebody from USC just happened to see your dad riding Traveler in the Rose Parade and said, hey, that would make a great fit for USC.
Yeah, there was, I guess he was a student at the time, this Eddie Tannenbaum, and he was watching the Rose Parade, and my stepfather, Richard Sacco, was the marshal in the white horse group. So there was a number of white horses that he rode with and said, you know, that's a good looking horse. And he approached my stepfather and said, you know, would you be interested in doing this mascot for USC for a season? And so my dad said, sure, I'll give it a try. And so one season ended up being, now it's been 40 years.
40 years. So it really did take on a total life of its own.
Yeah, it just grew and became more popular, and the alumni and the fans, you know, it's a tradition now. I mean, they will always have to have a Traveler and a Tommy Trojan.
There's even a rich history to what you wear when you're riding Traveler.
Yeah, there is. Richard Sacco, when he first rode his first season, he needed to come up with an outfit, and him being in the movie business a little bit and being an artist and being able to make just about anything, saddles and work with leather, he did wear Ben-Hur's outfit that Charlton Heston wore, which was a metal breastplate and was like being in a tortoiseshell. It was extremely uncomfortable. So after wearing that outfit for the first season, it was uncomfortable.
Wasn't going to work.
It worked, but it was not made to sit on a horse and ride. So being the artist that Richard was, he said, I'm going to make my own outfit that is suited to be comfortable and sit on a horse and be functional. And so he made his own outfit, and even today, my mother, they would sit down together, and my mom would sew, and she would make the tunics, and Richard would do the leather work. And
so you were the seamstress.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And is this what has evolved out of all of this?
Yeah, it's evolved.
What are we looking at here?
Well, this is the breastplate, and it's made out of leather, and it fastens on the side.
You've got a little skirt here.
Yeah, and the skirt is attached, and I wear the tunic underneath it.
You've got
the sword here. And the helmets, we've gone through a number of different various helmets. Some fit well, some didn't fit so well. So my mother, or actually I complained about always having to wear a hand-me-down helmet, and so she designed this helmet.
You designed this helmet?
Yeah, that's based on the Tommy Trojan statue. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. So this whole thing is steeped in history and your family's history.
Yeah, and they've all made it. We've all kind of come together and put our knowledge and our artistic ability into it, and made it ourselves.
So when you're sitting there on the sidelines watching all of this go on, there's a little more to it than just being an
Yeah.
average spectator, right?
You betcha.
You're not only looking at the horse, you're looking at the tunic,
Yes,
you're looking at the helmet,
correct.
and you're making sure your son is riding correctly.
Oh, no, he does that for himself. He's really good.
A lot of pressure, not just
Oh, I
on the
know.
horse, but on you as well.
Yeah, there is.
Now, I asked you earlier if Traveler was getting tired, because you've been riding him around quite a bit today.
Yeah, no, he still has a lot to go still, believe it or not.
Is it all
He's got
about conservation of energy, though? Do you have to conserve? I mean, he's got to be out on the field for a couple of hours.
Quite a bit, yeah. Like during when we have day games and it's a hot day, we do pace him a little bit more. He still has to run out there, but we have to pace him a little bit, give him a little bit more electrolytes, which help them kind of sustain a little bit of energy. They don't, when they sweat as much and so forth. Right.
But he probably has his adrenaline up about as high as it can go right now.
No. He's cruising on medium right now. No, when he hears the band playing and all the trumpets and all the drums of the USC marching band, then you see a little kind of buffed up, and then he feels really good, and then he's more show.
You probably have to almost hold him back, don't you?
A little bit. If you notice, when I was working a little bit, I held him back a little bit. Then when he gave me what I wanted, I gave him a little bit loose reins, the reward. So just to keep him in an even tempo. That's the main
Can you give us a gallop?
I could canter and then speed up a little bit if you want me to, just a little bit.
Yeah, something that's safe. We'd like to just see it. Here he goes. What a beautiful horse. And he's moving now, too. Now, this is interesting. We've just run into, your name is?
Brad Purdue.
And you are the vet.
Yes, sir, I am.
So what kind of pressure is there on you as Traveler's vet to keep this horse
Healthy and going. Honestly, not as much as they'd expect. Got a terrific animal, very healthy, and
well taken care of and loved.
The crew is terrific, and they're on top of it all the time.
What are you looking for? What are the signs you're looking for?
Just overall health in terms of his soundness. We certainly need him sound enough to get up and down the field and do all the things that's required of him.
Is that why his legs are wrapped like that? I've noticed the legs are wrapped.
Yes, that's actually just standard procedure to help support the horse's legs and protect him when he's out there on the field.
And do you have to worry about, and I don't really mean this as a silly question, do you have to worry about stress?
On the horse, absolutely.
I don't mean on its legs or on its body. I mean just mental stress.
That's a good question, because there is a tremendous amount of stress on this horse in terms of what he has to do to go out on that field and stuff.
And the variables. You never know what's going to happen around the next turn.
Again, you got to give a lot of credit to the horse and the crew. There's not many animals that could do what this animal does. And the crew, they take everything into consideration when they're out there.
Now, what's going on over here?
We have some mini Trojans here that are helping us desensitize Traveler.
What do you mean desensitize?
Well, we've got this kind of environment in multi by 10,000, so we have to give him a little bit of something before the game starts to get him used to it all.
So you're yelling right now to get Traveler kind of up to speed for the game.
Correct, and waving stuff and just making it silly up here.
Let's hear a real loud cheer. So, Chuck, this is interesting. Traveler's kind of getting ready for the big game.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got, the little mini fans there to duplicate the noise, and the pom-poms and different things that will, spook and, distract the horse. Trying to get him, used to it. Like right there, he's a little bit.
He was a little spooked.
He's a little spooked, but the training helps. I mean, that's a natural, thing. Horses, this is not a natural environment for horses. And so that's why the training and having the horse listen to the rider is important, because most horse will just, just bolt.
Wow.
But he wants to look at it and be kind of like, what is that? But he knows that he has to listen to the rider and continue his job.
And then we got this out here to kind of show, are you going to go around because I mean, this is the kind of thing that would be out on the field.
Well, yeah, in the tunnel, there's golf carts and there's things. I mean, you can't really duplicate what goes on at the games. It was just impossible. But we try to do, what we can at home to help desensitize the horse and get him used to it and comfortable with all the flags and the noise and whatever obstacles you can come across.
That's the things that I do with him when he's at home is pom-poms.
What do you mean? You'll just go up to him with a pom-pom
and get him used to it. I have the end zone that I've painted on a carpet that he walks across when we know what the mascots are going to be, because some of the mascots aren't real nice to the horse.
From the other schools.
The
fans from other schools probably aren't very nice either.
Sometimes they're not. And so I try to, the more I can show him before we go to a game, the less apt he is to spook when we're there.
Well, he's kind of an old hand at it by now, though.
He is, but you have to, horses are creatures of habit, so you need to keep up on it.
Yeah, because we're in the off season.
That's right.
We got to get him up to speed for this fall.
Yep, and he's ready to go.
Okay, time has passed. We are now at the Memorial Coliseum. It's Saturday afternoon, September 17th, the evening of the USC-Arkansas football game. The game starts at 7:30. It is now 4:15, and Traveler has arrived at the stadium. He's here, Joanne.
He's here.
Now, why is he here so early?
To get in, get parked, to be able to take him down onto the field and let him see any changes and anything
Wait a minute,
new.
what do you mean see any changes? He can tell if there have been changes from last season?
Absolutely. If they change the signage or move the speakers, then we want him to see all of that before the game.
Can you sense that he's feeling anything right now?
Oh yeah, when he sees his crew in his crew shirts, he knows that why he's here.
All right, well here's the crew right over here. Everybody wave. They're ready. We've already got a crowd of USC loyal supporters over here, and I guess now we're gonna, what happens next?
Well, now we're gonna put some boots on him, the rubber boots to protect the grass. And get him ready to go down and take a look at the field, make sure that he's okay with how the field's set up.
Kind of a dry run, and
yeah.
he's bulking up for the game already.
Sure is. He's starting to bulk up. He's got a lot of running to do this week.
Okay, Traveler has arrived inside the stadium.
Yes, sir.
It's an empty stadium, but the whole idea is, Joanne, what are we doing out here now?
We're just getting him used to the stadium and any changes from game to game, re-letting him see the difference in colors on the end zone, the new signage on the walls, all the little changes that have happened since the last game.
So you think he's noticing all of that walking through here?
If you watch his ears, and you'll see when he sees something, notice his right ear is looking because they're doing the sound check and he's listening at the speaker. See, he just turned his head to the left there and looked at these people right here.
Boy,
as he
you
went
get
by.
Every single nuance from that horse,
Yes.
don't you?
Yes, you just watch his ears and his body language.
You know, he is kind of looking, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he'll acclimate himself with the surroundings.
Wow, but you know, the big difference is the next time we're out on this field, there are going to be 90,000 people screaming in this stadium. That's going to make a difference.
That he loves. He knows his fans, and you'll see when he comes out of the tunnel, he knows that this is his group and what he has to do right now. And that's what we're doing now is we don't want that to be, we want him focused on what Chuck's telling him to do at the time we're doing the run. So we're letting him see everything else now.
Well, he'll remember all of this.
He'll know that, oh, it's no big deal is what he'll know.
Oh, he's already been here.
Right.
Boy, these speakers are loud.
Yeah.
So the horse has to get used to these speakers.
Yes. Yeah. And the different colors on the wall, the green here, the yellow that's been added to the red over here, all those different things. We look at the space here to make sure that he's going to be able to get through here when we do the third quarter run. that there's enough room for him to come through the camera.
So this is a logistical run-through right here.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
A technical run-through.
It's a technical run-through.
Howdy. Hey, hello. You know, I feel important just being with Traveler.
Well, thank you.
I'm already saying hello to people on the sidelines. This is exciting.
It is. It's very exciting.
With the music blaring out from the loudspeakers, this is interesting. Just standing here watching Chuck rehearse with Traveler in front of an empty stadium. But Chuck looks like he's ready, and Traveler looks like he's ready. The dress rehearsal can now be considered a success. Now we're back in the area where Traveler is kind of getting rubbed down. And what's happening now, Joanne?
This is where we let his fans meet and greet him. And
So
if
this
they
is a
want to take
photo op.
pictures, it's a photo op. They pet him for good luck.
Look at this. Fellas, you're having your picture made in front of a horse.
Yeah, well, this is no horse, really. This is Traveler.
Traveler, yeah.
This is Traveler.
Hope you had your own.
So Traveler is more than a horse.
He is more than a horse. He represents everything that is great about USC. And he represents everything that we hope for in this next season. Traveler.
Boy,
strong, he's fast, quick, just like the USC offense. You know? You can't stop him, right, Traveler?
Have you touched him before?
Yes.
Before every game, we come touch
You're
him.
kidding.
Yeah, we have to come rub Traveler.
Wow. So this is part of this tradition. It really does happen this way.
Absolutely, it happens. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Now we're beginning to get the whole thing is kind of coming together right now.
All Traveler needs to do is get his bridle on, and we'll mount up and head back into the tunnel and start this game.
Now, all this preliminary stuff is out of the way.
Yep.
It's time to get down to business
Yes,
now.
it is. Yes, it is.
You know it, the crew knows it, the fan knows it.
Traveler knows it.
He sure
We're ready
does.
to go. Ready to go.
Oh boy, here it comes. We're building up big time now. Where's Traveler right now?
He's right behind the band. He'll be coming down to the corner and then coming straight at us.
Okay, so all these flash bulbs, are they in anticipation of Traveler?
Yep, there he comes.
Here he comes.
And the Trojans mascot, Traveler, written by Chuck O'Donnell.
Oh my gosh. Now, Chuck, how's the horse doing right now?
You know, he's being incredibly well behaved. I couldn't ask for better. He's staying calm. He's doing his job.
He's ready. Look at him. His eyes are wide open. His ears are pricked up. You're ready for the game to start.
I'm ready.
Traveler is now moving down the sidelines. We're going back to the tunnel. Look at this. This is amazing. Everybody's making a sign to the horse. High fives all around. We're getting a good shot of his tail, too.
First attendant, USC.
And here's the crew here all with him. So now we'll be going back into the tunnel to wait for USC's first touchdown, because that's when Traveler really goes to work. Okay, we're back in the tunnel, and Rhonda is walking. What are you doing right now?
I'm just cooling him off.
Cooling him off a little bit, so that's part of the routine. And Chuck, now here's the deal. you have to stay ready.
Yep.
Because if USC scores, you got to be out there just in a flash.
Touchdown, like right now.
Touchdown, oh my gosh. Okay, here he comes. The game is just 2.5 minutes old, and here comes Traveler out for his first run. This is amazing. There he goes. I have a feeling Traveler may be getting a workout tonight. Hey! Back into the tunnel. So, let's finish this interview.
As I was saying.
You literally have to be on standby for a moment's notice. You can't relax for 1 second during this game.
No, not at all. And it's kind of hard to see here in the tunnel because you can't really see what's going on.
You're just listening, but you can hear when the cheer goes up.
Yeah, when you hear something, you just look and see what's going on, then you got to be ready to get on.
Now, does Traveler know when it's time to go out on the field? Does he get... I mean, can he feel it in the air as well?
Oh, yeah, I think when he sees me run at him with this helmet trying to get on really fast, he's like, oh, here we go again.
Come on, let's go up here. Because do you have some kind of a contract that says you can't be out on the field more than so many times a night? I mean, this could get old.
Yeah, we could be out here all night.
Well, that's what the fans want.
Exactly, but you know that's terrific. But Traveler, I think, is going to have a good night's rest tonight. It's going to be.
Wow. And you've got to keep him dry. You've got to keep him rubbed down.
Yes, yeah. We try to keep him cool when it's hot and warm when it's cold, and so, yep, he's going to have a long night.
A good night.
A good night.
Moon over the Coliseum, and as the game proceeds, we are standing here on the field with Liz Kennedy, who is, well, you work with USC and marketing and trademarks and all of this sort of thing. You're the perfect person for us to talk with about USC mascots over the years, because over the years USC has had kind of an on-again, off-again relationship with mascots, hasn't it?
Yes, Hill. USC's first equine mascot was in 1927, and we had that horse for about 4 years.
Now, I can hardly hear you. I think you said the first horse was in 1927.
That's right.
But it wasn't named Traveler.
No, it wasn't. In fact, we're not exactly sure what the name of that particular horse was back in 1927.
Was he the official mascot, or did he just ride around a couple of the games?
He was not the official mascot, but he was part of the tradition back in 1927.
But it was a tradition that didn't last very long.
It was not, only about 4 years.
And then what happened?
And then USC adopted a canine mascot back in the 40s, from the 40s to the late 50s.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to figure out if we scored again, because we're going to have to break to get Traveler coming back out. Yeah. All right, so the first horse was 1927. It seems like I've also seen pictures of a horse in the 1940s and the 1950s.
Well, in the late 40s, there was a horse that the band director at the time, his name was Tommy Walker, came up with the idea to have a Palomino, a gold horse, walk around the stadium with USC's colors.
And how long did that last?
Not very long, as it turned out. That gave way to a group on campus, a student group called the Trojan Knights. They had a spirit committee who decided to rent a horse and rent a rider, and it turned out the rider cut out at the last minute, and that was 1954.
So there was really there's been kind of a checkered past as far as USC and horses are concerned.
Well,
on again, off again.
Until 1961, that's absolutely true. And in 1954, an alumnus saw this Trojan Knight effort with a student from the the club astride the horse that was rented, it didn't come off very well. So an alumnus by the name of Bob Caswell came down to the field and said, I can help you. I have a horse named Rockazar, and I'm an equestrian. And for the next several years, Bob Caswell astride Rockazar was the Trojan horse for USC. And he took great pains to develop a uniform that was reminiscent of ancient Troy. They did a lot of research, and it was just an amazing tradition for until about the late 1950s.
Okay, we've got a lull in the game, so this is a good time for us to talk about these great snapshots that you're sharing with us of you riding Traveler in that first game when your father, Richard Sacco, had a hurt back, and you filled in for him, and you were only 13 years old.
Yeah, that was right. My stepdad had broken his back in a parade, and it was right before football season, and we needed somebody to ride, and I had been the only one riding the horse and knew him, so my dad made an outfit to fit me, but the only thing that really gave it away was the helmet was his, and it was a lot bigger. So when I ran around that track, the helmet got loose and blew off, and everybody realized, like, oh my God, that's a kid out there.
Yeah, the picture, you don't have a helmet
Yeah,
on.
I lost it. It blew off somewhere.
And there's some other great photos. It's one of you and Richard Sacco together, father and son. And that second horse in there was Traveler.
That was Traveler 4, and that was at one of the homecoming games here. And that was the first father as far as Traveler 3. But Traveler 4 was the son of Traveler 3. So at homecoming, we brought him when he was just a little baby. And there we go.
It's another touchdown. Oh my gosh. We're not going to get anything done tonight. Traveler, getting ready to go to work, buddy. They've scored another touchdown. Ah. Okay, we are ending this adventure here in the tunnel because this is Traveler's second home during the games, although tonight he's been out on the field as much as he's been back here. So he's really at home back here in the tunnel as much as he is anywhere, isn't he, Joanne?
Yes, he is. We have a corner of the tunnel that is like his stall, his house. It's where he's content, and this is where he stays in between touchdowns, which hasn't been very long tonight.
And we are taking this opportunity now in this kind of quiet time in between USC scores to thank you and your entire crew, because this is really, I don't think most people realize how important this horse really is and how seriously you and the whole crew take your responsibility of keeping this tradition alive.
Yeah, it takes every member of the crew doing their particular job to make it work out there on the field for the fans, and it's for USC's family, which is what we consider ourselves part of, is why we do it.
And what a wonderful mascot. This beautiful, beautiful horse following in the tradition of 6 other Travelers and carrying on this USC tradition.
Yes, and we're proud to be part of it, and there'll be more Travelers in the future, and it all will continue.
Well, it's been a wonderful experience. Thank you so much. We've had a wonderful time. This is truly a wonderful mascot.
Thank you.
The best mascot I think I've ever been around.
Well, thank you, and thank you for joining us and running with us and spending the time here in the tunnel.
We picked a good game, didn't we?
You picked a great game.
Everybody's worn out. All right, there they are. Give us a wave. A happy crew and a happy mascot. Traveler has had a busy night, but a fun night. Goodbye. And what a great addition this would make to any hardcore USC fan's library, or anyone's library who loves horses. And this adventure is available on video cassette and on DVD. All you have to do is call 1-800-266-5727, and we'll be glad to send it to you right away.